So dear students, today we'll discuss third type of tissues, which are the muscular tissue. The muscular tissue in general develops from the mesoderm of the embryo. Mesoderm is the middle layer of the embryo. However, there are certain exceptions, as the muscles of the iris, the myoepithelial cells of the salivary, mammary, and sweat glands. These muscles arise from ectoderm of the embryo. General structure. This tissue constitutes the muscles made up of cells, which are in the form of contractile fibers varying in length. The fibers are held together by connective tissues, but they have no intercellular substance. The cells which forms muscles are called myoblast. So myoblast gives rise to muscle fibers. Myocytes are the muscle cells. Each muscle fiber consists of fine fibrils, which are called the myofibrils. Wherever we use the word myo, it signifies muscles. The sarcoplasm is the cytoplasm of the muscles. The properties of muscle tissue are contractility and the excitability. These are the two special properties of muscle tissue. Coming to types of muscles. There are three types of muscles. These are: number one, the striped or the striated, skeletal or the voluntary muscles. Number two, the unstriped or non-striated, or visceral or smooth or involuntary muscles. And number three, the most important of them all, the cardiac muscles. In the table you can see a comparison between these three types of muscles: the skeletal, cardiac and smooth. The skeletal are the voluntary muscles, cardiac are involuntary, and the smooth again are involuntary. The skeletal are the striated muscles, cardiac are also striated, but the smooth are non-striated. The skeletal muscles are multinucleated, whereas the cardiac and the smooth are single nucleated. The skeletal muscles are non-branched, the cardiac muscles are branched, and the smooth muscles are tapering. So this is a broad comparison of the three types of muscles. So we'll take each type of muscle one by one. Taking up the first type of muscle, which are the striped muscles. These muscles are found in the limbs: body wall, tongue, pharynx, beginning of esophagus, and as we have already discussed, these muscles are voluntary, that is, they are under the control of animal's will. That is, these muscles can be moved whenever the animal desires. These muscle fibers are normally attached to the skeleton, therefore, these muscles are also known as skeletal muscles. Each muscle fiber is an elongated cell surrounded externally by a delicate membrane known as sarcolemma. So the covering is known as sarcolemma. Fibers are multinucleated. For multinucleated, we use a scientific term which is syncytial. The cytoplasm or the sarcoplasm has a large number of myofibrils which are tightly packed. Now each myofibril shows alternate dark and light bands, or these are stripes. Therefore the name striped muscles. These dark and light band alternates with each other. The sarcoplasm contains a protein known as myoglobin. So we can say the hemoglobin of the muscle is called myoglobin. Myo again signifies muscles. This is the diagram of a typical striped muscle. You can see these are the dark bands, these are the dark bands, and this one is the light band. Now the line between light band is known as Z line. This is another light band, and the line between this light band is also called Z line. Now the distance between two Z lines is known as a sarcomere. This is the smallest unit of muscle contraction and relaxation. Similarly, you can see in this diagram, this is the dark band, The area in between the dark band is the S zone or the H band. This is the light band, and in between light band we have a Z line. Similarly, this is the light band, and in between the light band we have a Z line. So the distance between this Z line and this Z line, this distance is known as sarcomere. It is the smallest unit of muscle contraction and relaxation. The dark band is also known as A band or the anisotropic band. This is the structure in detail. The dark band is called the A band or the anisotropic band. Each A band has at its middle a light zone which is known as H zone or the Hansen's line. The light bands, as we have just seen, are also called the I bands or the isotropic bands. And we have just discussed in the diagram that each I band has at its center a dark membrane which is called the Croce's membrane or the Dobbe's line or the Z disc or Z line. Z signifies Zeuscher-Schimbe line. The sarcolemma is invaginated to form T tubules. So at places, the membrane covering the muscle fiber invaginates or dips inside to form a T-shaped structure which is known as T tubule or the transverse tubule. The T tubules are present at the level of the Z line. The T tubules forms a simple mechanism of transportation of nutrients and carry the signals for contraction of the myofibrils from the sarcolemma to the interior. So these T tubules are actually a communication between sarcolemma and the interior of the myofibrils. The part of the myofibril between two successive Z lines is called a sarcomere. The sarcomere comprises A band and half of each adjacent I bands. The sarcomere is the functional unit of contractile system, and we can say that sarcomere is a bundle of primary and secondary filaments. The primary filaments are the myosin filaments. They are thicker and confined to the A bands only. They are free at both the ends. They are composed of myosin and bear minute projections called cross bridges of the protein meromyosin. The secondary filaments are the actin filaments. The secondary filaments are thinner and occur in I bands, but they extend for some distance into the A bands between the primary filaments. This partial overlapping of the primary filaments by the secondary filaments gives a dark appearance to the A band. The secondary filaments are composed of three types of proteins: actin, tropomyosin, and the troponin. They are attached to the Z lines by one end and are free at the other end. The secondary filaments are more numerous than the primary filaments. The 6 secondary filaments surround each primary filament. The major component of muscle is water. Potassium is the most abundant mineral element in the muscle. Other minerals such as sodium, calcium, phosphorus, and magnesium are present only in traces. Muscles store glycogen. The oxygen carrying pigment is the myoglobin, or it is the hemoglobin present in the muscle. Apart from these structures, muscle also contain ATP, phosphocreatine, creatine, and urea.